That's the problem. Why have we got this problem? Well, I've written a whole book about this, and I've only got about 3 seconds left, so I will make it brief. The fundamental problem is that in Britain, we've simply lost the national plot. For the last 3-4 decades, we've been hollowing out the whole notion of British national identity and values, which have created a kind of vacuum into which radical Islam has seen its opportunity and poured in. Britain has quite simply, and I'm talking about the elites, not about the people. There is a great gulf now in Britain between leaders and led. But among the elites, the political elite, we have lost belief in ourselves as a nation, and indeed in the idea of the nation itself. We tell ourselves that because the nation is rooted in particulars of a history, a language, institutions, a religion, a culture, because it's particular, people who come from elsewhere feel aggrieved that they can't immediately share into this. And therefore the nation is illegitimate. The nation produces strife. The only legitimate polity is the supranational polity. So in Britain we now think legitimacy resides not in Britain but in supranational institutions and laws such as the United Nations, the European Union, the International Court of Justice, the International Criminal Court, European Court of Human Rights, and so on. And this is part of a drive to destroy and remake the British nation and culture through the doctrine of multiculturalism, the idea that says, the doctrine that says a majority culture is illegitimate because it's rooted in particulars. The only legitimate culture is a multiculture in which all values of minorities must be given equal status to those of the majority. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize that is a way of destroying a majority culture. One of the side effects of this is that fact that you can't then integrate immigrants. If you think about it for 2 seconds, if you want to integrate immigrants, and most immigrants, including many Muslims, wish to integrate, they find when they come to Britain there's nothing to integrate into. They find that our institutions, our schools are saying, we celebrate your culture. Your identity is rooted in where you came from. That is your integrity. And we're going to celebrate your culture. Our culture is rubbish. And anyway, it doesn't really exist. So they've got nothing to hang on to. Now, this has had many, many lethal effects. One of the most lethal, in fact, the most lethal, is on young Muslim men who are stranded between cultures for various reasons. And we have made it even more difficult for them to get a handle on something sensible and good to hang on to.